Part 2. Then we had the emotionally unavailable whore. Lied and said he was married. After a while, I just let him go because I was just like, I don't want nobody that don't want me, nigga. But right after that, when I was home by myself and nobody was there, I heard a buzzing sound. And I looked in my window and there were like 50 flies there. No lie, I was looking at myself and imagining like, how is this possible? Flies only have a lifespan of 24 hours. How is it that are there this many flies in my window? And I didn't hear any of that till now. I mean, it was a lot of them. I thought it was a bunch of bees. I ran across the street to the hardware store to get a can of bug spray, and I sprayed the ever-loving hell out of that window. Then one day as a driver, I was driving this lady, and she was a psychic, and she said, you know what, ma'am, I just want to let you know you have a dark spirit attached to you. And I didn't think anything of it because back then I wasn't spiritual, but that moment always stuck with me though. Then I met a guy that I guess we could call the sloth. He is exactly how he sounds. Gingivitis, didn't know him from the beginning. Also, didn't like taking showers, so that made intimacy hard to do, but I made a good solution for that. Sometimes you gotta lie to get someone not to touch you. But then, this Negro, I gave so many chances, but when he yelled, I'll grape you at my daughter, I was like, nope, gotta go immediately. Left. Told him he had to go. Then I tried to warn him when he was meeting up with some girl to live with or something. And I was like, when she finds out you ain't got a car, she's gonna drop you like a hot coal. And he was left in the middle of somewhere out in the middle of Pennsylvania. Don't know what happened to him. Near the end, we was roommates and everything. So we was just living with each other because neither one of his parents wanted him back. But after he did that, I was like, absolutely not, you can't stay here. And that's when I met the anime person. And he was like, oh, I live with my baby mom because my kid is sick. No, he was married. And when I confronted him, he tried to cut me out. But I got that Negro back because I told him if he take me out, he gonna get haunted and he'll never see his daughter again because I said, like, I'm not about to go out like that. And then after that, the creme de la creme, the narcissist ex, which combined all forms of manipulation tactics except domestic violence. Remember, I don't fucking accuse anyone of anything false. But he was definitely a champion for manipulation, gaslighting, future gazing, triangulation, and all the bullshit. Not only that, I had opened up to him about all my trauma, and he basically told me I deserved all of it. All of it, many times, by the way. A lot of people think when I said, he said that I deserve to be, he sees why I got almost unalived by that guy. It wasn't just one time he said it, guys. It was many, many, many times that he said it until I snapped and said some shit back and made him cry like a blubbering baby. So yeah, I really do believe spellwork exists because I don't think I'm a bad person, but I'm also not a pushover. And I believe God gave me the mind to be able to work myself through anything. I just got my roof fixed recently. So if someone was like doing spell work on the roof for me, thank you. I just got the roof fixed. Bye. One thing I've always kept to myself and didn't tell anyone is that I have an IQ of 159 and I'm a psychic. So I be aware if something bad is about to happen, but I just don't have no way to be like explaining people without evidence why something's a bad idea or why I'm not about to go somewhere. But I'm also a very lucky person. I'm just not lucky in love, apparently. That's just been a shit show. I once finally confessed to my best friend And I was like, yo, girl, I really, after looking at my love life, girl, I think someone cast a spell on me or a curse or something. And she was like, I know exactly who did it. She didn't even fucking doubt it. She was there from the beginning. She was like, bitch, you on to something because the fucking dating history you had, bitch. Not even that. Like, I would get on dating sites, right? And it would be these crazy ass motherfuckers. Like, I remember one time this guy got on the phone after I gave my number after speaking to him for a little bit, and he was like, will you please be my girlfriend? And I'm like, oh, no. And I hung up the phone and blocked him. But then I went over to another dating site, and it was the same guy, and he was like, can I have your number? And he was really persistent of asking me for my number, and I just undownloaded the dating sites. Then I tried to go on a dating site again, and I was like, okay, let me try Facebook dating. See how that goes. Open it up, pecker in my face on the first video call. The very first. So I'm like, it's got to be something going on. Because I really don't think all men are bad. But from my experience of the ones I have encountered, I can only think of one who's decent. The rest of them are shit. You know, everybody got their flaws, but those men had some super serious flaws. So anytime a man would come up to me and be like, it must have been, it must have been you. I was like, oh, shit. And then I list out all the shit that happened to me, and they'd be like, how are you not bitter? I'm like, that's the prize. I gone through all that, and I'm not bitter. I still got my heart. I still love. I still care. I still have joy for people. Because trust me, if it went another way, it would have been like a prequel to the movie Monster. Not the cartoon one. The Streetwalker one. Whoever casted it, though, didn't really understand my true nature. And my true nature is both light and dark. I can be joyful, loving, caring, but also I can kick your back in. Legally, too. I'm going to tell my story in the long version. One thing I will say is it definitely got me closer to God, and I remembered that I was walking karma. But let me tell you a little bit about karma. See, karma has a partner, right? There's karma and dharma. Karma is the bad. Dharma is the good. That's your good luck, the good deeds that you've done. I've done a lot of good deeds in my life, and I don't broadcast it. Literally a walking touched by an angel, but with a little twist. One time I met this Indian guy, and he described karma and dharma, and he said, karma is like a bank, and dharma is like your good luck. But when you have too much karma and you reach the maximum balance of your karma, it starts crashing down. And it's harder when the person is walking karma. But I don't blame y'all. The way y'all Negroes is going to jail, I wouldn't blame y'all for thinking I was doing spell work. But I promise you I ain't touch a spell. Except for his protection spells and return to senders. And them return to senders would be interesting. Because I would have got, after I realized that spell work was real and I did the research and I looked at the actual scientific papers on that shit and actually seen that there is some truth to this shit. And guess what? You don't have to believe in it for it to work. You don't have to believe in it for it to work. So it can work on your ass and you don't believe in it. Yep. That's bad. In Zimbabwe, they have laws against witchcraft. You think a country's going to make laws against something without it being serious? Whoever did it, though, that balance about to break the bank. And it was fun learning how to do a return to sender. I would do it, watch. I would get in a car accident, do a return and sender, and then hear someone got in a car accident, their car flipped over, and I just quietly listen and watch. I would do another return to sender and hear something about a brother being incapacitating and one female having a hardship, and I'd just be like, oh, interesting. I would do these return to senders, and I would see people dropping like flies, shit, bad, horrible shit happening to them. And I would just sit quietly, idly by as it goes on. Because y'all went quietly by as it went on with me, so I must treat y'all the same. But remember, God loves you and I love you too. There might be a part 3 or 4 or 5, 6.